One of the named lawyer in Nigeria has broke silence, saying that Justice James OMOTOSHO sentenced Nnamdi Kanu to life imprisonment unlawfully, and he demands that the Supreme Court should reverse that judgment. I don't need to talk too much, make it no be saying from my mouth when they hear them. OMOTOSHO, show me the law. This country is really in a wrong hands. Make una watch the video, guys.
There's an absolute miscarriage of justice in that case. There's a miscarriage of justice because if you look at it, ex nihilo nihil fit. Nothing comes from nothing. You cannot pull something from nothing. Nothing is equal to nothing. Okay. It's a judgment that is delivered per incurium, which means that the judgment itself did not follow the basic legal principle for which it ought to have followed. Now, when you look at the spread of the case, there are three fundamental issues. First, the law upon which he was charged had been repealed. Okay, so the statutory absence of the existence of that law itself, foils that issue. Okay. Two, the objection raised by Nnamdi Kanu in terms of the objection that relates to that the court lacks jurisdiction to that effect was not adhered to by the judge. Primary objection under the law, once it is brought, the law says that it can be raised at any point before judgment. So, and once it is raised, the court must first of all suspend whatsoever it is doing to attend to that. When the issue of jurisdiction is raised, the court must first of all assume jurisdiction to determine whether it has jurisdiction or not. That was not done. Okay? Then the third one has to do with proof beyond reasonable doubt, the material evidence, the nexus, that the unequivocal evidence that's supposed to link Nnamdi Kanu to the charge was not there. Like the lawyer said, there was no weapon. Even when you go beyond that, there was nothing direct. You are saying he made this statement, he made that statement. All those whom were affected, nobody was called as witness to testify. So the court solely relied on circumstantial evidence under the Evidence Act. Circumstantial evidence requires corroboration before it can be fit for conviction. Okay? So when you look at the case in its totality, these three defects deflate the argument put forward by that judgment for the conviction of Nnamdi Kanu. In criminal cases, the law says that you cannot charge someone for an offense not known to law, and you cannot charge someone for an offense that is not in a written law. Okay? So if you are charging someone on a law that has been repealed, and you have that in your charge sheet, what you need to do is to first of all address that as a prosecution counsel or the prosecution team, which was not done. Okay? Criminal trial requires proof beyond reasonable doubt. It is not enough to say he made statements. To whom did he make the statement? Where are the witnesses? Where are the evidence? Okay? Upon his conviction, on what basis are you arriving at his guilt and thereafter his conviction and sentencing? Okay? So we don't, in law, you cannot, apply speed and kill it on the altar of technicality. So the court, I absolutely agree with the lawyer that that judgment is sitting on a very wrong tripod. Because by the time you clear those three angles, three aforementioned angles, there's nothing left of that judgment. Because it is political, perhaps there is a pressure to score points. But the law does not see it that way. Whether a matter is political or not, even if a matter is political, it must conform to legal process, legal proceedings. If a defendant is raising an objection, you don't say because you want to deliver judgment, you want to end the case, you go ahead and deliver judgment. When in section 36 of the 1999 Constitution, it says that the defendant must be given adequate time and facility to prepare for his defense. There are times when a judge
he was given more than enough opportunity.
No.
Especially when he said he wanted to defend himself. The judge kept telling him
when he filed the objection, the motion to challenge jurisdiction, the judge refused to hear the motion. He was given enough time to enter his defense, but he opted for a motion.
So what's the difference?
To challenge the jurisdiction. Yeah, there's a difference.
Yeah.
Okay.
You are asking him to open his defense. That's to call his witnesses that he has listed. He listed many of them. You're asking to call them and have his case dispensed with. You understand? You gave him enough adjournment on that. In the process of that, he came up with a motion. He brought out a motion. He filed a motion and said that I am challenging the jurisdiction of this court. It's allowed in law. Objection can be brought at any point before judgment.
Wow.
Yes. There are times when a judge has written a full judgment, has adjourned to deliver the judgment, and will file motion to arrest the judgment. It's allowed in law. So what will now happen is that instead of the court to go ahead to deliver that judgment, the court will suspend that judgment, the substantive suit, and focus on the motion filed. Okay? And then deal with that motion to its conclusion before it goes back to the judgment. That is the law. Okay? So if that was not followed, would you still say that the judgment is sound on that? See, judgment, however sound and brilliant, that is delivered by a court that lacks jurisdiction goes to no issue. Ex nihilo, nihil fit. From nothing comes nothing. This judgment cannot be an exception. It cannot be because lawyers just kept quiet. You can't. This is the first judgment that we are putting something on nothing and expecting it to stand. It cannot stand. This has nothing to do with emotions. And the fact that a defendant is unruly in court, uncultured and mannerless, does not give the court, does not give the court, does not empower the court to pass judgment against him. There are other options the court ought to have turned to by contempt, the court will have charged him for contempt or any other remedy available to the court. So because I've heard people say because he was unruly, that is why the court had to quickly, that is judicial blasphemy. To convict a man because he's unruly. No.
See, it's actually interesting, Barrister, you're saying. Yes, Barrister, sorry to cut in here. It's actually very interesting as you fleshing out some of these things and expose them as much as you can. But as a lawyer, is it fair to say that at this point you are questioning the intellectual dexterity of OMOTOSHO SAN at this point and knowing what he had going on?
Very well. What do we do on appeal? I can talk like this now because the case has ended and they have not filed appeal. They are filing today or tomorrow. The reason lawyers cannot talk outlandishly before night because the matter is sub judice. Right now, it's no longer sub judice. And when we want to appeal, what do we say? We say, see how we couch appeal. Let me tell you how we couch appeal. The learned trial judge misdirected himself. That's how we couch appeal. When he concluded or made so that's how you couch appeal. The learned trial judge erred in law. Do you understand? So that is it. So you will see that the appeal will be framed around these three premises. It's a criminal matter, it's not a civil suit. Criminal matters that the penalty is a capital. You don't treat it with kids' glove.
Injustice James OMOTOSHO, he don't price market. I must surely buy the market price. Injustice James OMOTOSHO, in fact, they don't roast this guy to the extent that even the guy himself, to come out from his room, have become a very big problem to him. To come out to public places again. If you see this OMOTOSHO, when they call OMOTOSHO, you will think that he's an old idiot. My brother, now a very young guy, you. Now very young idiot Yoruba Ronu bigot. Now do that thing. They elevated him as a judge, not because of qualification, but because who knows who. The same way they did to Nyesom Wike's wife. That's how the idiot. You can imagine what their youth is doing online against Igbos. Then that's exactly what that guy said. Who be Igbo? You know the way that they call it? Who be Igbo? Omo Igbo. Jati, what do they call it? Omale. Say that Igbos, they are bastards. Saying go sentence to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to life imprisonment. He said nothing go happen. Say Igbos no go shit fly. But this one now, this is not a matter of Igbos again. You watch that clip, you see what that our brother said. This lawyer, he don't practice both locally and internationally. In fact, his grade now, even that the general of the federation there is a learner. Where this guy did. This guy where than write this instance. Where they tell you say, the polo, the music, even the diss track, all of them there on board now. Show us the law, OMOTOSHO. OMOTOSHO cannot come and explain. And some idiots, simply because he don't want to depend on emotions, and you begin to talk rubbish. Nnamdi Kanu did this, Nnamdi Kanu did that, because he did not. He sacked his lawyers. That was why the judge had to depend on already evidence from the prosecutor. Already evidence. Which of his lawyers, even the victory of Mike Ozekome, SAN, senior advocate of Nigeria, to attain that position, my brother, you have know how you studied it, but not now. In that zone now, with money you can buy SAN. Very soon now, you will see we can now answer the SAN. Maybe at point of retirement now, when you know say everything don't leave him. Now to just to hold on title and pass glory, you go to enter SAN and then begin to judge people's case. So SAN, Martin Nnamdi Kanu, Michael Zekome secured a victory for him, discharged and acquitted, and also bar any legal entity in Nigeria to try Martin Nnamdi Kanu. They didn't obey that judgment. Apart from that judgment, we have others 8 subsisting judgments in favor of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. They didn't obey it. They didn't obey the one of international community. Then it is one that Ale Jimako and Akana Agabi, they say they have a very good hands. The question then, what happened to the victory Nnamdi Kanu secured on October 13th of 2022? In a higher court. The lower court is no one convicting Mazen Nnamdi Kanu of life imprisonment, and everybody was shouting, yes, because he sat with lawyers on a gay brain at all. All those ones, Charge and Bell, who call themselves lawyers, that fool Nigeria. Every time you see them on a radio station or TV stations making one unguarded statement or the other, vomiting nonsense from their mouth. And Nnamdi Kanu is arrogant. Chase his lawyer for. Okay, what are they going to defend? Nnamdi Kanu have already seen. Having his lawyers with him, this case is going nowhere. It will keep on being adjournment. They waste people's time. Then to end it all, what do you people want to do? You want to cook me and eat me? Look at me. Do with me whatever you choose. As simple as that. Since all the whole court, including the one in Kenya, discharged and acquitted. He said no. Human rights, United Nations Human Rights are working on arbitrary detention. Free Mazen Nnamdi Kanu within 6 months. You said no. High Court, Federal High Court in Aba, discharged. Federal High Court in Enugu State, discharged. The one in Abakaleke, discharged. And I say no. Then you have the God to come out and open your dirty stinking mouth to talk Mazen Nnamdi Kanu because he sacked his lawyer. That was why I know that now, in fact, he's the one that used himself, he gone and shot himself. You don't know that the government are the one who shot themselves. Because international community is watching. They are aware of everything. All these people that is coming out to talk rubbish, do you think you have the higher lawyer than the that of Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, who is at international level, not even in a federal level or local level that you are playing, who came out and said, no, that's enough of all this nonsense? Which kind of judgment is that? Up till now, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala is still asking, OMOTOSHO, show us the lawyer. Show us the law in a written law and constitution where you convict our brother. And then, no problem, we can leave you alone. OMOTOSHO never give a public appearance is there. No, come and tell us, where is that written law? Or maybe they are trying to adjust it in their constitution, because anything Nigerian government cannot do does not exist. Don't be surprised tomorrow now. Maybe all of them now will go in a caucus meeting now and they concoct one thing, put out in writing, and then come and present it. Look at where it's been written. Anyway, their own constitution is almost everywhere on the internet. So anytime they amend something, the date of the amendment will be appear there. So right now, all of them are crippled. They don't know what to say or what to do. And some people were like, Nnamdi Kanu is guilty as charged. He's going to spend the rest of his life in jail. My brother, we are not against that. No problem. Mandela almost spent the rest of his life in jail, but he later come out. Julius Malema don't come out, come talk, say what happened to Nnamdi Kanu is exactly history repeating itself. It's exactly the thing that happens to what they call it, to Nelson Mandela. Saying exactly the thing what happened to Nelson Mandela, but it happened to Nelson Mandela in the hands of white people. Now the black people are now the ones doing it to their own brother. Somebody who is fighting to liberate everybody. Do you know what it takes, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, for you to know how educated that guy is? If he can convert 95% of the people, including DSS themselves, to become his followers while in detention in DSS, then tell me anywhere where this guy go, because he will let you know that I'm not fighting for only myself alone. After all, you can see a video of him having a protest in London demanding for good governance in Nigeria. Can you lead us well, please? Our people are dying of hunger. Infrastructure is zero. No steady electricity supply. No common water that other governments of other countries cannot even boast of. A government official in Nigeria not with his own money, he will write a budget of 1 billion and use 100 million to do that project. 900 million go to his pocket. He will call people to come and beat drum for him while he commissioned it, and they will be shouting, calling him Odogu, Igwe, hey, you are this, you are that. You can imagine that rubbish. Ordinarily, have a good road. Somebody will do a 1 kilometer road. He will come and cut ribbon, and people will be clapping hands. Hey, you have done well. We are going to vote him again next time. Is it their fault? It's not their fault, because they have already blindfolded the rest of Nigerians who don't even know what is called good governance. So whenever they see any small light, everybody will begin to shout, hey, our government is doing well. After all, the past government didn't deal like this. Oh, because the past government failed, and this government come and give you peanuts, then you begin to celebrate. When you're supposed to be the harvester of, you're supposed to have a farm where those peanuts are being grown. But no, they will come and give you one small peanut and you begin to celebrate. Our mumu done too much. Anyway, that is for Nigerians, not for me. Well, as it stands now, I don't hear the message finish. So what again do you want to hear from me? I've already done my part. What have you? Have you done your part? Have you shared this message? Since you have been watching me, have you shared any of my content? If you have done that, my brother, my God will bless you. In fact, that thing you have been believing God for, before the end of this year, you must surely get it. Whether you are believing God for finance, you are believing God for the fruit of the womb, you are believing God for promotion, or you are believing God from a change of story. As long as you have business you are doing, you have a handwork, my brother, that thing you have been believing God for must surely get to you. I don't care how long it takes. But one thing is for sure, before the end of this year, you must surely have every God to testify that the Lord is good. And Chukwu Okiabiama will stay on his throne to praise and to bless you more. Anyway, here are the other comments that follow this message. We don't have much time to waste because as MNK today na Friday, TGIF, thank God say na Friday we day. So na bang bang did him. You get the point now. Stanley Okoro said, I was in the University of Jos with the barrister Ufeli. He was smarter than any of us studying law. Let me see the replies that come with it. Eke Chukwuchin also said, I love this statement. The guy is still that smart and well coordinated. Samuel Ituma said, I guess my Stanley from SJVS. He is so good, but why didn't he volunteer to act for Nkano? All these content creator lawyers thought you people said Kano is SAN. Let him go and defend himself in the appeal and Supreme Courts. Okay. Hey, see, anywhere you see them, all the Yoruba and baboons, they will never say anything good. They will never say anything good. Let me see people who reply to him. Mavui also said, this your hatred for Kano and Igbos will not take you to anywhere. But my advice to you is that you should go and help your people in Kwara State before Fulanis finish you and your family. Olori Bruku. Abuchi Divine said, you are filled with sentiment and hate. Is this all you got from all the analysis? What a country. That is it. Stephen Ochinedu said, Were, is that you? Always ready to defend wrongs. So far it involves Igbos. But Igbo will always prevail, whether you like it or not. Andre Anyanwu said, I don't know why you people can't understand a situation. If the highest lawyers in the world came and defended Nnamdi Kanu in that James OMOTOSHO court, nothing will change subsequently. The council team has to play the game they played for the matter to come out of OMOTOSHO. That's the simple truth. The last but not the least, Anthony Ezenwa said, my brother, even the least person in the world knows that you are saying nothing but the truth. All the evil that man did will live after them and their generation yet unborn. So now here we go take a round up the whole thing. Please do me a favor. Let this message go viral. As you are watching, kindly subscribe, like, share. Follow us on all our social media handles. And as you do that, your village people will leave you alone. Just follow me. Your village people will leave you alone. I have an aura that follow me. As you follow me, my brother, your village people will never see your back again. Just try it and see. And you'll come back here to testify.